Hi Randy, it's Melanie Henderson giving you feedback on your first generation college bound logic model. I apologize, I have some sort of cold that came upon me in the last day or two and I'm losing my voice, but I think it's easier to do the recording than it is to type in the large amounts of text into the comments. So just briefly on this page, I wanted to say that I appreciated your quick bullet points on the mission of the program. Like you said in your comment to me, it's similar to the HEAF program that I was working on, which is, community-based nonprofit to work with low-income or underserved youth. And I think that you succinctly stated the primary goals of the program. And I like that you have the college access component and retention component split out and that they have different goals. The HEAF program had so many things over 11 years that it was easier just to keep that as one common goal, but yours seems to have been easier to split into two. Appreciated your stakeholders that you shared, and then your potential evaluation questions as well. So I think that this first slide was a great job describing, what our goals, what your evaluation questions are based on the program. And it's been around for a while. So, are there any strategic changes that could be done? Are they measuring where they're going to school, but are they also measuring if they're coming back and participating in the program, which it sounds like they are in yours versus mine. And also, again, the program being scalable, it would be interesting to see if these two programs, the HEAF program and this one, would have any connections to what they're doing and, share best practices. So I thought that your logic model was very nicely organized and it did flow and make sense. I appreciate that you had your inputs, you split out the funding and partners and staff, and you wrote underneath what each individual one was. So that was nice. It was a little bit more broken out. And I think that you appropriately listed those as inputs for your activities, the two different programs and the assessment program, and then you split out the components of those programs in each one. And I think the assessment activities, as you stated, are one of the strengths because it is important that they're following up using standardized methodologies. One thing that our textbook, Thomas and Campbell state on page 228, the activities are what did they do in the program, but it also asks about professional development of teachers and other staff, service enhancement activities, and some other family school partnerships. So I don't know if those would be options for you to add in the activities. Did they list any staff training? Might be something to add to it. Again, your strength is that it flowed really well and that it was easy to follow with your bulleted points. So maybe some activities you could add would be, staff or partner trainings, and then with, if there's anything that was particularly there that you could add for those. One thing that was similar in the outputs for what I had in my, that you commented on, and something that I picked up in yours too, and I think it was hard to kind of tell, is I had something about a college decision day, which was based off of all the activities that took place leading to that particular college decision day output. But it was also an activity, but it was, it was an output in a sense. So it was kind of hard because if all of the activities occurred, then the output would be that decision day happened. And then if all of the activities occurred, then it would be that the entrepreneurial Shark Tank event happened. So it was hard, as you stated, to kind of determine activities versus outputs. So I think that this output is very tangible of a goal. The monthly workshops at each partner high school, I don't know if those would continue over into activities because it's something that they do, even though I know that these other workshops lead to this workshop. And then the individualized college-bound action plans for each participant is a great output. And then again, coming down to the admissions tests, and at least applies to one Maryland college university, is another great output, and the number of participants that are accepted into the colleges, and then participant degree completion success rate, which was similar to the outputs that I had for my similar program too. One thing that Thomas and Campbell stated, which I thought was really, excuse me, an interesting component, is that the results or changes occur at the participant, family, community, organization, or system level. So it's, is there anything you can add to these outputs that are based on different levels other than the student? I don't know. I'm just offering that as something. And then the outcomes, again, this is participant level change is reduction in school absenteeism, and you stated your outcomes very well. And then I appreciated your theory of change, that we're trying to, in these two programs and in your program, collaborate with the school systems and other community resources to make sure that students are successfully earning, post-secondary degrees, because it does lead to greater economic and social mobility for those historically underserved populations. So these programs are important, and that's why I think that we really want to make sure that we're understanding them as evaluators. And the last thing that I learned through reading the chapter on page 229, which is something that I might add to my own, is the number of new curricula developed is an output. The number of workshops offered, number of completed participants, which we've already talked about. But I think if there are new programs that have been added since the beginning of your initial program, maybe that's something that you could add in there. Maybe they added a new type of output that may be interesting to stakeholders, knowing that they're continuing to add new curricula to the program overall. So overall, I really appreciated your logic model, because it helped me to understand how to make mine better. And I think that was one of your strengths, is you helped to really clarify some of the points that I may have been a little bit trying to determine the right place for. But it was clear and organized, and I appreciated learning from you. Thank you.